Hello and welcome to another episode of Crizzy Books. I'm Crizzy, or Criz, but only my homeboys call me Criz. And today I'm going to be doing a review for The Troop by Nick Cutter. The Troop was published in 2014. It's about 368 pages long. I'm a huge fan of horror, huge fan of sci-fi, anything that can try and scare me or freak me out. I'm all into it. I'm a big Stephen King fan, and he himself, straight from the man's mouth, said that this book, quote, scared the hell out of me, end quote. I've also seen it recommended on TikTok multiple times, so it sounds like it's pretty good to me. I didn't know anything about this book going into it. Our story follows a Boy Scout troop, 5 boys, their scoutmaster. They go to an island called Falstaff Island, which is located in Canada. They're going to be staying in a cabin over the course of a few days on this island. Pretty cut off from the outside world. He won't allow them to have any cell phones or any way to contact anybody. Soon after they arrive on the island, a man arrives on the island. This man is clearly sick and very hungry. He is eating hermit crabs whole, pieces of wood, all kinds of stuff. The scoutmaster, Tim, encounters this man, brings him inside. Tim has a medical background. He was a doctor in Iraq for a while. He brings the man inside to try and help him, knowing clearly there is something wrong. This man is wasting away right before his eyes. Eventually, he decides to operate on the man to try and just give him some kind of relief. And that's when shit hits the fan. So, spoilers ahead. So, I thought that this was really, really good. This might be the best straight-up horror book I've ever read. I've read a lot of other things, a lot of other horror books, but none of them have ever really tackled, none of them have ever felt just straight up like a horror book like this. I won't say that anything actually scared me at one point, but it definitely made me anxious. I was squirming, wink, 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 and incredibly uncomfortable throughout the whole thing. The story is well written, it's well paced, I never felt bored. I felt that all the characters mattered. Initially, it was kind of hard to distinguish between each of the boys in the troop, but as the story goes on, you really do learn more about them, and they do become unique characters. Even characters who aren't integral to the actual story and plot, side characters such as boys' dads, scientists, military men who are being interviewed, all of them play such a big role in this, and I believe that all of them were memorable in their own ways. So, what did I like about this story? So much. Again, all the boys have their own personalities, and they're all memorable in their own ways. I believe that Newt was probably my favorite. I think that he probably had the most depth out of all of them. The way that Nick Cutter writes and describes things in this is just perfect. It's never too much to where it's starting to lose me, and it's always just enough, and it's so well described, like too well. Some of the parts in here were truly hard to read. Things like Shelley and the cat, the scientist's notes about the chimpanzee that was infected, and the turtle. Fuck the turtle. The section about the turtle might be the roughest thing I've ever had to read. Everything with the worms, and when an infection starts setting in on someone, just makes you itchy and squirming, and it's horrible. It's so good. Eve's paranoia being set in and exacerbated, I don't know if that's the right word, by Shelley. Man, I mean, it's one thing to be infected by a bunch of rapidly reproducing tapeworms, but it's another thing not to be and think that you are. And the things that Eve does to himself thinking this is just goddamn. It's rough. A Shelley dragging Kent out into the water and his body just crumbling apart and all the worms scattering out of him into the water. Ugh. This is a small thing, but even the image of the advertisement for Thestamax was great. Thestamax being the weight loss drug that the scientists were developing these tapeworms and going to market them as. Oftentimes I feel like movies and TV just get stuff like this wrong. They over stylize it or stylize it in a way that's not realistic. And so it's just always nice to see that the effort was put into making this seem like an actual ad for a crappy weight loss drug that you could buy, that you would see. I love that the worms are man-made. I think it would have been way too easy and just so cliche for the worms to just be from outer space and or to be some alien species or something that was planted here by some alien or something. I think that it really helped to ground the story more in reality, and that just makes it all the more terrifying. The idea that there is this biological creature that is being bred and engineered to be some kind of weapon is just fucking terrifying. In terms of what I didn't like, one thing and one thing only, Shelley. And I don't mean Shelley as a character. Let me be clear. I think that Shelley and his parts are so good, some of the most memorable and disturbing things about this entire story. I just felt that the worms and that being the main plot was already crazy enough and so good that making one of the boys this sociopathic serial killer-esque person, I just kind of rolled my eyes at first. It's all so good. It's so well done. And Nick Cutter could write a whole book about Shelley, and I would read it because I loved these parts. I thought they were so great. They were so fucked up. But I just felt that within this story, it just really wasn't necessary to have this kind of a character on top of what is already happening. I learned some new words as well. So first up, sibilant. Sibilant is making or characterized by a hissing sound. Aha. Okay, so something like, yes. That's like a part. That's actually from the book. Yes. Suck it. That's what sibilant. Interregnum, a period when normal government is suspended, especially between successive reigns or regimes. So normal government is suspended. So maybe like some type of like, hey, we took over your country. What happened all before that, that's all gone. We'll establish a new government for you later. Right now, live in the muck and kill each other. I guess that's what that means. Scolex, the head of a tapeworm, either in the larva or adult stage. Overall, I really, really liked this. I thought it was so good. If you're squeamish at all, or you can't handle descriptions of very, very disturbing things, animal abuse, anything like that, do not read this. But if you can handle that and you're into these kinds of stories, this is really good. Overall, I'm going to give The Troop a 4.5 out of 5. I thought this was fantastic. Again, maybe just a little too much with the Shelley part, even though those parts are also really good. I just feel like they could have been two different things. But fantastic throughout. So good. If I had to recommend anything based on this, the most obvious answer would have to be Lord of the Flies. This is very reminiscent of that. And I also really like Lord of the Flies, so if you haven't read that, go read it. It's short and it's good. But yeah, anyway, have you read this? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Sound off in the comments below. Like and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.